What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank, and I am excited, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why I'm excited. I am excited because I am in my final phases of being able to free myself from slavery / the employment system, and to be financially free and to be able to do what I want and roam about the world the way I want, right? And I'm gonna be able to do this without being rich, all right? Because a lot of people think that in order to be financially free, you have to be rich. You gotta have $1 million and this and that and all that. And that's just simply not the case. And a lot of us gotta ask ourselves, and I'm talking to those ones because y'all email me all the time. Y'all talk to me, you know, we encourage each other. We're all on this journey. Us normal, regular people who are not out here pretending to be multi-millionaires and shit, doing all these things, even though I do have I've made a lot of great decisions in my life, and I probably will be a multi-millionaire. I'm about 100%. I'm about 100% sure I'm about to be a multi-millionaire, right? But the thing is, I don't put all my eggs in one basket. That's a whole nother basket that I got going on that some of you know about and some of you guys are involved in. And those who are real investors understand what's happening. Those who are Instagram, TikTok investors, y'all don't know. Y'all looking for insta rich. But in the real world, things take time to process. Real things, right? Real brick and mortar businesses. But what I've been doing is, on one hand, I wanted to get involved in all the things that black people, you know, tend to have not been involved with in the past. You know, investing, finances, stocks, anything crypto, anything money, investing in future. I do that, right? So that's one thing. But my boots on the ground, brick and mortar, what have I been doing lately type of stuff, my actual businesses, I've been working on it for about 5 years now in Nigeria, right? And the thing is, when you have leverage to spend your US dollars in another country, there's also a downfall to the leverage. Just like it's a lot cheaper to get things started, to do things, that also means when your profit comes in, the profit is still going to be within that currency, right? So even if you're making money even if you're making money in Africa, until your volume of income reaches a level to where it can secure you, then you're not going to really see a profit. You have to kind of think and see the future. You can't just think now, because I swear to God, man, the one bad thing about the internet is it's got everybody wishing that they can get rich quick. Everybody wants to do it now. They want all the accolades, but they don't want to do none of the hard work. It's the hard work and the journey that make everything worth it. Because once you get a thing that you desire, like, well, shit, I got it now. 2 weeks later, it doesn't even hold as much value, right? It's the journey, right? So my journey, first thing first, I always tell everybody, all you African Americans ready to go to Africa, the first thing you need to do is establish a relationship in the country with real people on the ground who you care about and who cares about you. Period, right? You know, don't trust anybody, bro. I love my black people. I love my Africans. I don't trust none of y'all. Right? And that's the attitude you gotta have everywhere. And that's in any type of business. You don't trust nothing. You verify. All right? You verify. You don't trust shit. Right? You can be nice, you can be cordial, you can be understanding, you can be open-minded. Right? You can be open. But don't trust shit. Everything everybody says to me is a lie. And they're trying to get over on me. That's how I operate my business. Right? And I don't include too many people in my circle in Africa, because I want to know that when shit happens, I want to know who I can go to, who to blame, or who to give the credit to. Period. I keep my circle small, right? And I always encourage you guys, if you haven't, the best thing you can do, if you want to do business in Nigeria, the best thing you can do is make a Nigerian friend, authentic. Now, most of you guys who want to do this, y'all have Nigerian friends. Y'all do. Make friends with them, right? Real friends, and don't do it just to be transactional. Like, hopefully that y'all like have a true relationship, and hopefully it's a relationship in which y'all can, you know, you find a partner who's willing to go in on you, or at least pander you within the country. More than likely, if you are African American, you got a Nigerian friend, right, who lives here, or y'all work together, or whatever it is, and you say you're interested in going to Nigeria to do business, to establish yourself, to, you know, to build a foundation for anything, unless they're one of those Nigerians that come over here and talk shit about Nigeria and hate and just negative about their country while they're over here in Starbucks drinking, you know, frackamoto lattes and shit. If they're not one of those Nigerians, they're gonna be like, oh hell yeah, let me call my mom, let me call my dad, they'll come greet you, blah blah blah, you stay at my house, da da da. That's what you want. You want to establish yourself with a family, right? And you have to be good peoples and they have to be good peoples. Because I'm telling you, African American families and Nigerian families are the fucking same. You got asshole ass parents who ain't nobody good enough for their goddamn children, right? Ain't nobody good enough for their children. Mama's overbearing. Daddy's usually pretty much, you know, whatever, you know, daddy's usually the coolest ones, right? Like black daddies are usually the coolest ones, and Nigerian daddies the coolest ones. The mamas, all right? Them damn mamas, they want perfection, all right? And there's a lot of culturally, that's just how we are as Africans. It's just that Nigeria is just wrapped in the Nigerian wrapping paper, and in America is wrapped in African American wrapping paper, which is basically Nigerian wrapping paper light. Okay, so I mean it's the same shit. You'll figure that shit out when you get there. But once you establish yourself, then from there, it's who you know. In Nigeria and Africa in general, it's gonna be about who you know. Even if you don't, it's not even about what you know, really. It's really who you know. Because you're not gonna be able to Google, like, oh, okay, you know, because of the way shit is set up, you're not gonna be able to Google the answer to everything. You're gonna have to ask people, hey, I need a carpenter. I need a plumber. Hey, do you know a good construction house builder? Stuff like that. Like you gotta be on the ground and have the people tell you from their own point of view, you know, and from their perspective, who are the best people to do business with. Why? Because if you are connected with a family, they have to save face. Africans, right, in general, Africans have honor, right? And their name means something. So if they recommend somebody, they're not gonna recommend anybody that's gonna make them look bad. That's how you gotta approach everything. It needs to be filtered through the family that's basically sponsoring your endeavors. And when you're over there with the family, you make sure you take care of the goddamn family, point blank. You can't just be taking the benefit and not help. So basically, when the family needs some help, like, hey, one of them kids needs some school fees paid, guess what? You got it. Don't complain. Don't hear your mouth. You complain. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Be generous. Because in Africa, people are generous. And sometimes the generosity and the way the culture is, it can be perceived from people who don't know that people are begging. That's why you got a lot of Africans, the African Americans will go to Africa and be like, they're begging. Like, no, they're not begging. It's not begging per se. It's just there's a portion of the culture you don't understand and you're not getting it, right? And then you, of course, just like any place else, you got swindlers. Like if you go to Vegas, as soon as you get off the airport, you walking down the street, you got Mexicans trying to sell you prostitutes all day long with their little paper cards and shit, trying to sell you fucking timeshares and snatch up half your goddamn day. You getting bombarded at the airport. You get off in Mexico, as soon as you get out the airport, you in Mexico, you got freaking Jose and Pedraza and Jesus, everybody in your face trying to sell you something, trying to scam you something, trying to do something. This is just how hustling works in every country where the airport and there's people coming in from different parts of the world. Clearly, if you can afford a plane ticket, you got some goddamn money. That's why you're the target, period, right? But some African Americans, they take it too personally and they go there thinking that Wakanda is gonna open up for them and they're gonna see Wakanda or Zamunda. But the problem is that Wakanda and Zamunda is just an allegory for what's possible when we work together and put shit together. If you want that Wakanda, you're gonna have to build that shit yourself. You want a Zamunda, you gotta build that shit yourself, even if it's a small Zamunda village. All right, you gotta build that shit yourself, right? You can't have lofty, unreasonable goals, and you can't put the pressure of a big, grand, welcome back home, freaking welcome. You can't put that pressure on the people because they're in their countries living, trying to survive in the system that they got to deal with the leverage they have and the lack of leverage that they have in that country. They don't have time to be greeting you unless they getting paid for it at the airport, dancing and stuff. Like you go to Hawaii, they throwing, you know, they doing the hula dancing, they doing all that stuff, but you think they not getting paid? You think they out there for free doing that? No. All right, so you got to firstly understanding the culture, connecting yourself with a family, with friends, people you can genuinely say you trust, just like you would do any place else. You wouldn't pick up from all these people that live in DC. You pick up, you go back down to North Carolina where all of us are from. We don't just go down there and act like we run the place. We don't just go down there and act like we know the system. right? When we pick up from DC and go down to Atlanta, we don't just roll over there and act like we know the system. We hook up with somebody we know down there, and they tell us, like, don't fuck with that person, don't mess with that person, they cool. It's just like when you go start a new job. What happens? When you go start a new job, you know, you feel the atmosphere out, you see who it is that I'm going to be simpatico with, and then they're going to tell you the ropes. You're going to learn, you know, how to play the game, what kind of corruption we got here, how we work through the corruption, whatever. Hey, and sometimes you're going to have to do that. I understand that the whole idea of corruption and having to deal with certain systems, you may feel morally, you know, this and that, but guess what? Sometimes you got to play the game. That's what the smart people do. The smart people know how to play the game. Just like all the multi-million-dollar corporations that's in every African country playing the game when they want to do business, right? At some point you got, when you in Rome, do as Romans do, right? But you can still continue to have a moral compass about what you're doing. You don't have to be a goddamn scammer or something, but it's sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. It's real business out here, right? You got the fairy tale life that we like to pretend that you can hustle hard and do everything correctly and everything legitimate, everything that, you know, all that's perfect. And you got the real world where sometimes you gotta get in the mud, right? So connect with family, get in the mud and all that stuff. Now me, since for the 5 years I've put in my money, my hard-earned money. I'm talking I made sacrifices. All right, I'm talking about I forgo driving a car, having a car note and car insurance for 3 years. That's why y'all always see me walking. Y'all like, damn, bro, you always walking at night, right? Yeah, I'm always walking at night because I couldn't do what I wanted to do in Africa and have a car note and a ridiculous car insurance, because since I got a car note, gotta have full insurance, right? That was money leaving my pocket I could have used for Nigeria. So I sacrificed, and I took the metro, I walked. It didn't matter how cold it was. I was just out there just suffering because I knew I had a goal. Because my thing is, by the time I'm 45, I'm done. 50 at the most, right? That's how I looked at it. I've always said I was going to do that coming out the military. And I wasn't, and I see all these people where I work at, they damn near in their 60s, 70s, years old, right? Still working, have no business working, dying at work. Like just this year, like 3 people I know done died at work. They didn't have to work. They could have been retired and enjoyed the last 20 years of their life. But no, they feel like they got to keep working because America tells you, if you don't work, you bad. You don't work for us, you bad. But guess what? As soon as you die, the next day, they replace you. You don't mean nothing. After 2 weeks done gone, they don't forgot who you was until somebody bring you up. You know what I'm saying? That's how quick it is. So you have to start living for yourself and not living for all these corporations and giving them all your time, your effort, your energy, your everything. No, I've been giving myself my everything. And because of that, I'm now on my final phase. And I don't have to be rich because, like I said, if you know how to use money like a tool, and not make it the goal, but use it, you can free yourself without being a millionaire, right? All you have to do is replace the income that you have now. What does it take to replace the income that you have now in the businesses that you want to pursue? How long is it going to take you to do that? And with the money that you have now, and how hard do you have to work? And how many things do you have to sacrifice? I ain't been going nowhere for the past 5 years. I travel the world. That's what I like to do, you know. But I haven't been able to do that because I have to go to Nigeria. I couldn't go to any other country. I couldn't afford to go on any vacation, go anywhere else, because I have to go to Nigeria because I have business to take care of, right? Because even though I happen to have a great business partner who is my arms, ears, eyes, nose, and everything, and I just got really lucky, you know, to have a good business partner to take me seriously, that I can get things done, which is not easy to say because it's hard to do anything. It's hard, even if you had a brick and mortar business in your own city, it's hard to find good employees, right? Hard to find good business partners. That's just legitimate. It's just the way it is, but I got lucky, all right? So now I'm at the point where I'm about to build my catfish farm, right? I've been waiting to do this. Those who've been following me for a while know I've brought this up several times. I'm about to start my catfish farm. I'm gonna start building it next week, and I'm gonna dump a ton of money into it until I get it to capacity. I gotta get it, and I know it's gonna take me about 7 months to mature my fingerlings into sellable catfish, you know, for a good price. You know, I know I got to do all these things. I have the experts I need to run my I'm actually gonna hire another employee to run that solely by themselves. Then I'm gonna get some security. I'm looking to buying the land behind it, right? Because I want to extend my land. I want to do a whole bunch of stuff, and it's gonna cost me a great deal of money, right? But my next push, once I establish this this catfish farm and I get that thing operating, at that point, I would have 3 businesses going at the same time. I would have my, well, actually, I guess you kind of call it 4, but I say 3. I would have my actual shop, my store, which I just improved by putting more metal burglary up and improving the way it looks in the rural area, because you got to provide your own power, you got to provide your own everything. When you go on these adventures, it's all you. It's all you. Everything that's going to happen will be a manifestation of the effort that you put in, right? So I got my bar going, my bar, I've been improving my bar, put more installation up there, some new canopies and buying some new tables and chairs, just like sprucing it up, to the level of which would be more comfortable for the people there, right? I got a stockpile, my agricultural shop, which was on the same street. On the same street, I have another shop where I'm doing wholesale agricultural goods and products, right? Like I say, during the gold rush, the person selling the shovels was making a ton of money. So guess what? In agriculture, if you don't know what you want to do in agriculture, sell the fertilizer. Guaranteed to make money. You understand? So I'll be selling products like that. And those things over time will be building, and they'll be creating more and generating more and more revenue for me, right? Along with the catfish farm, that's going to start building revenue to where now all my hard-earned money and all my effort is going to start to pay dividends, because now I'm going to start to see profit that I can look at and with my American eyes, be like, okay, now here we go. Now I'm starting to reap the fruits of my labor, right? But at the same time, doesn't mean I'm going to take that money and start, splurging it. I don't splurge any of my, I've not splurged 1 naira that I've made in Nigeria. I've not taken 1 naira from Nigeria out of Nigeria. I've put every single naira that I've ever made in Nigeria back into the community in Nigeria. Every single naira that I use. All my money goes one direction, and it stays in that area that I decided to make home. Ado Ekiti State, Nigeria. Because if you put your money there, if you're gonna go there and you're gonna improve, you got to think about how economics works, right? You can't go there and be like the Koreans coming to black neighborhoods, right? Because they were forced to, obviously. I mean, I know that because the white neighborhood didn't want them. But when we spend money with them, they take that money out of our communities. So that's money that don't come back, that we black people earn. So when we go to them nail shops and all that shit, they take money out of our community. It don't come back. So all I'm doing, I'm going to emulate those Koreans and them Lebanese. But the difference is, I'm going to do it in the black African way, meaning the money going to stay there. So I'm emulating them. So after the catfish farm, on my second biggest land, my big plan is to build a shopping center there. First, I was trying to grow some crops there. I was going to do some stuff there, but the crops didn't grow the way I liked. I was like, nah, this is going to take too long. This is not enough land, and it's not worth enough, trial and error, right? So, but I'm going to my plan is to build a shop, right? A big, like a duplex. Like, how you go to like a mini mall, like a duplex. And in that duplex, I'm going to have my grocery store, which is going to be like, it's going to be more like a grocery store. It's going to be like a grocery store / you can buy everything else in there. Like how we have ours. How when you come to the hood, you go to that one store that's like the dollar store, but they selling carpet, they selling food, they selling diapers, they selling everything. It's just whatever you can buy is in there, you can buy. That's gonna be me, right? I'm gonna have my own hair salon in there, my own tailor shop in there, all that. And once I get, I'm gonna start building that soon. But when the catfish farm go up, I'll be fully concentrating on my shopping center. I'm hoping to be able to get that done by the end of 2024. Of course, I'll keep you guys up to loop, but life always gets in the way of shit, because I still got bills, responsibility, a family to take care of, and times is hard, right? And that's the reality. And while doing all these things, life does happen. People get sick, bills don't get paid, so all that still happens while I fight to liberate myself. But all this hard work that I've been putting in, finally, I can see the light. And I just wanted to make this video to encourage all you guys that's out here doing the same thing I'm doing, that's really doing it, that's really in the mud, that's really out here grinding for every little bit to get your freedom. That way, when you get that taste of freedom, you deserve it, you earn it, and it's worth it. You can really sit back and enjoy it. And when you look back at your journey, you can say, I earned that, I deserve that. Nobody can take that from me, And that's it. And that's the goal, you know, that's the life goal, to liberate myself. And once I'm liberated, oh my God, I got a whole bunch of shit I'm gonna tell y'all. You know, because right now, I'm this shit. The shit I be saying now is already risky. You know, but when I'm truly free, I'll be able to say some more shit. You be like, God damn, I knew it. You know, y'all gonna be like, oh, I knew it. How the hell you know all that shit? Oh, that's why. Oh shit, right? But right now, I can't do that, right? Gotta follow the law. But anyway, I just wanted to give y'all guys an update on what I'm doing. The ones who've been paying attention to what I'm really doing. Because the thing is, man, you got all these fake ass pro-black panda. What are they doing? Right? I see a few guys that, you know, they sit there, they say they're encouraging, they're doing this. But what are they doing? What do they talk about? Other than drama and what fucking P. Diddy and did. And I don't give a fuck about what P. Diddy did. What Tariq Nasheed did. I don't give a fuck about what Tariq Nasheed did. None of that shit's important. At some point, you gotta leave trash in the fucking trash. Unless that's all you know is trash. You know, if all you know is trash, then I guess that's all you can talk about. But us real pro-black Pan-Africans that's out here doing it, you know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure I'm that guy that, you know, make sure when I got something going on, or when I'm improving, when I'm leveling up, or when I'm in a new position, that I articulate to you guys where I'm at, right? As a normal person, you ain't, I don't beg for money. Everything I do is my own money. That means everything I accomplish, when I get to show off, nope, not one YouTuber, not one social media gonna be like, oh man, he got his subscribers to pay for that. Nope, they're gonna say, damn, he did that shit himself. He led by example, and that's my goal, to lead by example, to show you that any normal individual that have enough motivation, that have enough dedication to what they want to do, enough resolve, and can be creative, and have enough what do you say, brave. You got to be brave, because this is a daunting task, and you got to have durability. All right, and you have to be intelligent. You can't go out here and being stupid. You can't go out here and being naive and let people take advantage of you, because the wolves are waiting for you over there, just like the wolves are waiting for you as soon as you step out your house. All right, but anyway, just know, if you're a normal person, you want to go to Africa, you can make it happen. You're a young man. I'm 40, right? I wish I would have started this shit 20 years ago. I'd have been done already, right? Before you young cats out here that got your mind to go get a piece of land that you own, that you ain't got to pay the tax man. Think about it. If you own thousands, let's say you own a couple hundred acres of land, but you got to pay taxes on it every year, you don't really own it. If somebody can take it from you, you don't own it. See, in Africa, all my land, I own it. I own everything underneath it. I own my house. I don't own a mortgage in Africa. I own a house. All right. I own mortgages here. I got 2 mortgages in America, but I'm a real, true, bona fide homeowner, because I built that shit from the ground up, from the bricks, with my own money. That's what I did. All right. And I'm just telling you, that's what I did, because I'm telling you, that's what you can do if you focus and concentrate truly on what it is that you want to do. No matter what you want to do in Africa, take the steps necessary. Build good relationships. Do the hard work. Do the boring work. Do the tedious work. Do the work that requires lots of patience. You're gonna have to put a lot of work, and you won't get there'll be times where you won't be thanked for it. There'll be times where it just seems impossible, like it's taking forever, but you got to stick with it. Because here's the thing, it's guaranteed. If you don't do it, you're gonna spend your whole life. You're gonna spend the remainder of your life right where you left yourself off, in the same spot. You're gonna be in the same spot. So the same amount of time you spend not doing shit is the same amount of time you can be spend doing shit. Think about it. I'm gonna say it one more time. The same amount of time you spend not doing shit is the same amount of time you could have been spending doing shit. And where would you have been? Anyway, that's all I got to say. Afro Think Tank, learn something, teach them. I'm out.